3, 2, 1, and it is here. It is time for the 54th, everybody. The 54th episode of Goose Chasing. That's some shit right there, bro. 54. Did you ever think we'd make it this far?
Nope.
I knew you had it in you. And I knew I did too. I knew we were going to do it. I just did. We're on the road to 100, baby. Or are we going to hit it in 2024? I don't know. But when we do, it's going to be a party.
I don't know.
What are we going to do for the 100th episode? Triple dig.
Triple dig.
We got to do something cool. I feel like that's got to be a together podcast for sure.
Yeah.
Probably we still fucking 54 episodes. We haven't recorded one. Not one at camp yet. It's dumb.
It's crazy.
Ludicrous.
Maybe that's where it's got to be.
Yeah, I think the 100th one has to be at camp.
Hopefully there's one before that, but...
Well, yeah. We got to figure out, and if anybody out here in the podcasting world or anybody that listens to this knows the answer, send it our way. But we need to figure out how to do how to have like a microphone just kind of at the center table at camp, in the dining room, so that we can have like a round table discussion with Dad, Uncle Jay, but like Rut Week, a dinner, or I guess, maybe we wouldn't record it during dinner, but like during like that setting around the table with everybody there that we kind of have come up with, or that's had a part in us getting to where we are today. Having a discussion like that would be cool.
Be awesome.
Without everybody having to have a microphone, like without us having to buy 5 more microphones, because right now it just ain't in the budget.
It ain't in the budget. Then rut week, you gotta get everyone out of the woods for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I know.
Because once it's dark, all hell breaks loose.
Well, I mean, I feel like we could.
There's cutlets slanging everywhere.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I feel like we could do it. Why can I not hear myself good? I feel like we could do it, but it would just be. You'd have to, after dinner, sit down or it would have to be like, right when we get there, like first night or something.
Yeah, that's probably it. Probably.
Can you hear?
Flown.
Yeah, can you hear me good?
Yep.
All right, because you're kind of like not sounding the best, and I don't know why. It's kind of just.
I sound good in my ear.
All right, well, we'll just roll with it then. Anyway, happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody. Hopefully you guys all had a fantastic weekend. And, yeah, I mean, honored the reason that we have that long weekend every last weekend of May. It's important.
Very.
There's a reason. This freedom ain't free, people. This freedom ain't free. What'd you guys do this weekend?
I did a lot of work, a lot of food plotting, and then once that was all done on Saturday, just hung out by the great Lake Chautauqua.
It's always a good time.
And did some more work.
It's so funny. You go up there and you're like, yeah, hey, let's sit and hang out by the lake. And then, like, no, carry 75 chairs down to the dock so that we can, when we have our company, they can kind of sit in a half moon shape on the dock and
all around the dock,
look at the lake with each other. And that's a beautiful thing. Now, there's always, it's house on the lake. You got boats and shit, jet skis. There's always something to do. There's always improvements. You got to be making improvements. If you're not getting better today, you're not getting better. Nobody stays the
Summertime,
same.
summertime is the hardest for me. I feel like there's something I gotta be like do, with the
Yep.
weather and it's daylight. Like even when I was done with the food plots, I got done around noon, I think, on Saturday with everything I needed to. Then go hang out by the lake for the rest of the weekend. Well, I was just fidgety all day Sunday. I'm like, I have stuff I need to be doing.
Yeah. Well, bro, sometimes you got to turn that shit off. You got to
I know,
figure
but I
out how to
can't.
turn that shit off
It's
so
hard
that
to.
you can, decompress. It's important. I
I
mean,
was,
you
yeah,
know, work hard, play hard, yeah, work hard, play hard, but you got to work hard, obviously. But there is a time where it is necessary to just shut it off. I got to do the same. Like when I'm editing and shit, and there's a laundry list of shit that I need to be pumping out right now, and I am. But like last night, I had to remind myself too. It got to like 9 o'clock, and I'm still trying to like figure out, oh, I could do this, or I could set this up for tomorrow. I could do this. I'm like, dude, hey,
you can chill. You're allowed.
hey, put the basketball game on and just chill.
Yeah,
It's you've been going since quarter to seven. Relax, relax. There's only so much time in a day. What's really important, and I fall subject to this, but you've got to take time each day. And this is just my opinion, but I also feel better when I do this. So, but you've got to take time each day for yourself. Whether, like for me, shooting my bow, even if it's a half hour, sick, going for a run, like working out in the gym, once again, could be 20 minutes, half hour, but like investing that time into yourself is extremely important because you'll get lost in the sauce.
oh,
You
you
will.
will.
And that's not good either. And that's not good either. There's all like I can't remember who I was talking to about this the other day, but like you scroll through like Instagram or social media now, and like everybody wants to be a motivator. Everybody wants to like inspire. They're like, you got to get up at 3:30 in the morning, and you got to fucking go for a 9-mile run before it gets light, and then you gotta
Yeah,
read 7 books before breakfast. And if you don't, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. Fail. And it's like, all right, homie. First of
homie.
all,
Yeah,
like I get in whatever motivates you or whatever gets you ultimately, this is what I think. Whatever gets you to get the work done, do that. Like if it's because waking up at 5 a.m. and like or waking up at 4 a.m. and going about your day, like at the end of the day, if you don't do the work, whatever you're working towards, like if you don't do the actual work, it doesn't matter. You know,
yeah,
you could be smoking pot all day, but if you get the shit done, you're you're gonna progress. Like that's just what's gonna happen.
I agree.
So there's no like everybody's got their thing or everybody's got their way of going about it, but at the end of the day it's just about doing the work and the work that needs to be done, and then you'll get there. There's no perfect formula that you have to follow, or if you follow this then magically it's going to work. Because if you're not a morning person and you're trying to get up at like 3:30 and get to work by 5, but you can't even keep your eyes open for the first couple hours, and that's a waste, then that's a waste. You got to recognize that shit.
Yeah, you don't
Sleep
have to
in.
do the Mark Wahlberg 3 a.m. club.
No, I mean it, and more power to them. Like there's people
Well, no,
that it works
yeah,
for.
that's how they are. But you don't need to be up that early to be successful. Like
No, because
some people, I mean, obviously there's times of the year or there's routine times when I get up, like I'm consistently getting up early, but I also work. I do a lot of. I'm very productive at night.
yeah.
Like that's when I'm doing a lot of stuff is at night. So a lot of the people that are all about themselves getting up at 4 a.m. They ain't working past 8 p.m.
Right.
You know,
Well,
they're
yeah,
done
you got at some point sleep is definitely important to be productive.
for sure.
Like a certain amount of sleep. And I mean, I can go days on end with, 3, 4 hours of sleep, but I will hit a wall where I'm
You will.
not a nice person, where I'm not like my brain, I could definitely feel my brain is not functioning the same way that it should, or we're not firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
So, and from what we do, like from an editing standpoint, sometimes, at least for me, my most productive time is at night when everything is shut down and like there's no distractions. I'm not worried about like what's upcoming, what's coming throughout the day, what's going to happen next, what I'm doing next. I'm like it's just you lock into that. You lock into what's in front of you because at 9, 10, 11 at night, what else is there to do? Like
Right.
you're kind of winding it down. So some of that time, like I agree, it can be the most productive, but you got to find a system that works for you. That's just it.
I was I don't know, it wasn't an article. I just read something the other day. It was like all the sleep habits of all these successful people. And it
Uh-huh.
was so funny to see how much they ranged. Like there was a couple that got like they averaged 5 hours of sleep a night. But then like
Uh-huh.
Mark Zuckerberg and a couple, it was like it was over 8 every night,
Yeah.
over eight
There
hours of sleep. Um, I mean, I've heard Elon Musk talk about this, and he's got his down to a science. I think it's around 7 or just short of that.
uh-huh.
But he said anything short of that, I'm my productivity at a certain time falls off, and
Yeah.
anything more than that, I don't gain.
Yeah,
So
you're not gaining from, yeah.
you're not like getting more energy from. So he's got
Right.
it like down to a science. But yeah, it's funny. Some people can roll on 5 hours of sleep and not ever hit a wall. Some people need 7, 8.
Well, but I mean, you can roll on like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, but I do feel like we're all humans, like
Yeah,
there's a certain point in the day where unless you're a superhuman, you do hit some sort of a wall, and you may not show it. Like you may not like notice it a ton, but mentally your your thought process, you're on it, your attentiveness and everything, it's gonna it's gonna lack a little bit. Like it's gonna
yeah,
be a little tardy. It has like we're
for sure.
sleep gives us energy. Just like if you don't eat. Like I fall subject to that too, where like all of a sudden it'll be like 12:30 and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like, I haven't eaten a thing yet. And I'm like, I'm wondering why I can't. I'm fighting creativity. I'm fighting like I'm fighting like ideas and trying to be able to create. Well, dude, you're running on E. Your reserve tank is almost empty at this point. Like fucking fill it up, man.
See, some people will. I'm the same way. I can't do that because I just lose everything I got. But some people will say one meal a day is actually the best thing for you. Like you should be fasting for a certain amount of time a day, and then I don't know if I can't
Well,
function like that, but
I mean, yeah, I have heard like the intermittent fasting where like whatever, you stop eating at I think I don't know, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and then you don't eat again until noon.
that time the next day,
Yeah, I mean,
that's nuts.
you're 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 not exerting a lot of energy. You can't be because
No,
I mean, we're like vehicles. Like fill the car with fuel, burn the fuel, vehicle
right?
runs great, and then you got to fill it up again when the tank's empty. But you can't, you can't be doing a ton of physical. labor. Like you couldn't be out there food plotting for 6
No.
hours in the morning without eating anything. Like number one,
Oh,
you're running equipment that is safe in all aspects until it's not, until your brain lapses and,
mm-hmm.
whatever. You leave the tractor in gear and jump off it or I don't know, like just stupid shit like that you don't think about, especially when you're hungry. Um and yeah, I've heard of that intermittent fasting and stuff too, and that being like a good thing for your body. I'm sure it is, to some degrees, but if you're getting up and you're exerting any sort of energy, I don't know how that applies, or I don't know how that works.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I agree. There's no like Michael Phelps. He's not swimming all day,
No,
fasting
dude, that
until
dude was
6
eating
p.m.
like 7,000 calories a day.
because he has to.
Yeah.
And look at him, he's still lean.
It's lean, dude. Lean.
So he's burning it all.
What's your go-to breakfast? Like you got you home, whatever, working from home, or you're just like literally going to work from home. You're getting
Um,
up. You're getting
my
up. What are you doing? What are you eating?
probably because it's the fastest for me to make. Um, I usually do a breakfast sandwich, but I usually use lunch meat because like ham, or sometimes I'll even use turkey or whatever. You can just throw it on the pan and give it a nice little heat.
For a little
Fry,
extra proteins?
yeah, extra protein. But you can cook an egg in like 4 minutes. So throw some bread in the toaster, egg, double egg sometimes, cheese,
Send it.
ham, and boom, right on the sangy. I love the sausage and bacon, but that takes a while to make. So if you're trying to
Yeah.
go fast, that's the easiest thing, quickest thing I can throw
I
down.
I gotta
That's like
do that.
that's like
Little ham.
substantial. Oh, it's great. And yeah, like I said, it literally can be in the pan for a minute.
Yeah, you
Flash it,
just give it a
it's
little
heat up, and then you got yourself a breakfast sandwich.
because unless like, we're in a group or something, like if I'm trying to like a normal work day, if I want to be productive or whatever, I hate stopping to make breakfast. Hate it.
Oh, it's so annoying.
I hate it.
I
And
do
so
too.
that's most of the time why I'm not eating until noon, 1 o'clock, because I'm like, I don't have
It's
time.
it's overwhelming to think about making it because you're like, oh, I got to do this,
I gotta do this, and
and
I
I
gotta
got to do
clean
this,
up, and then I gotta
and then
eat it, and then it's like
yeah.
fucking 20 minutes later, and you're like,
That's why those saying is you get everything you need, but all you got to do is throw bread in the toaster, one pan.
yeah,
I
you're right.
literally, I literally, I cook the egg. Takes 4 minutes. Put the cheese on it, melt it, take the egg off. It's on the bread. You know,
Yeah,
put it right on the bread. Same pan. Flash fry the ham. Boom,
ham.
right on top of the egg. Sandwich in 4.5 minutes.
That's it.
One pan, rinse it off, throw it in the cabinet. You're good.
He's onto something.
Mm.
I've been uh I've been doing the overnight oats.
Mm.
Not a bad gig. I mean, it's not like the best breakfast, but it's hearty enough to where, it gives you fuel right off the rip.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I usually make like a pretty big, like I'll take like I don't know, coffee mug or something. Throw throw oats in there, throw a little almond milk in there, throw some fucking brown sugar or peanut butter or
Dress it up.
dress it up a little bit to give it some flavors. And sometimes I'll do uh like the Fairlife chocolate protein milk, put that in there in replace of it. Give it a little chocolate flavor. Pretty good. And you get a little extra protein. Those are the
Yeah.
days when you're like, I gotta bulk up and get out there and get after it.
I gotta really use this.
I
I need
got
some extra juice this
I
morning.
got fuel. I need to burn it. So I need to fill the tank extra tippy top.
Yeah, dip it up, dip it down.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ah, But you got to remember to do that the night before. Otherwise, you are fucked. Like I got up this morning, knew we were going to be doing this podcast early. And unfortunately, I forgot that last night. It was a long day yesterday. I went and opened the fridge and I'm like, oh, damn.
You know, and some people are just like, they don't get hungry until lunch or later. You know, like they don't want to eat. Like,
I get that way sometimes too.
I do too. It's usually when you're just like sipping on coffee all morning.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of mornings too. I'm literally, I could be up for an hour. It could be 6 a.m. and I am starving. And then I also had a meal, like literally before I went to bed.
Sometimes that's why.
Maybe it is because I cannot, if I eat dinner at 7 p.m., even 8 p.m., I will not go to bed with that being the last thing I eat.
Yeah, no, I can't do it either.
There's zero chance. Like I don't know the last time I've ever done that.
Yeah, I mean,
I will eat something between 10 and midnight.
Graze a little bit.
It's gonna be, well, yeah, graze.
Make yourself a sandwich.
It's gonna be something substantial. It's not like, oh, here's some, pretzels before you go to bed.
Yeah, no, you can't do that.
I'm eating some stuff.
Like a leftover meatloaf sangy.
I gotta be kind of full. I'll sleep better if I'm full.
Yeah, and I know they say your system kind of slows down, so it's not good to eat or whatever before you go to bed. But it's not. It's also it's good to sleep. So, and if your belly's, I'm not saying you got to be like about to explode full. No. Give yourself a base.
You gotta give a base. You burn like 600-700 calories while you're sleeping. So I always think I gotta put around 600 to 700 calories minimum in my tank before I go to bed.
And I mean your system is still working. I mean, it's obviously, you're on factory reset mode for the next day, but you're still working. So why not give it some fuel to work itself throughout the night?
Yep.
I'm all about it.
That's where I'm at.
I'm all about it. Oh, yeah. It's funny. We've talked about this before, but our lives are very much based around food and our next meal. At least where 100%. We come from.
Oh yeah.
It's always what you think about. I mean, even when we're hunting, you're in the woods, we're like rut week in the woods, sitting all day, everybody's texting. What are we doing for dinner?
Yeah. I'll go to the store when we get out of the woods.
Dad'll say, yeah, I'll get out at 11:30. I'll go to the store. I'll get we'll do cutlets.
By 1.
Yeah, be back in. And no, never happens. You can't, unless you're just literally going to camp, quick bathroom break, fluff yourself up a little bit and get back out there. Like there's no getting in and out within an hour. It's too much of a process, especially self-filming. Too much of a process.
You got to go to the store with the face paint on. You can't.
Yeah, you got to
take it off.
No, you can't take it off. And I mean, yeah, you pretty much got to go to the store with your underskivvies on, pretty much. Like maybe throw some sweatpants on over top, but you've got to stay ready if you want to make a quick turnaround.
And then when you're eating dinner,
what are we going to do tomorrow?
Yeah, one of the discussions is tomorrow's dinner.
Right. Or maybe who's making the sangies?
Yeah.
Who's making the sangies for tomorrow?
It's definitely what it's centered around.
Oh, God, I love it. It's so crazy. I was so obsessed with turkey hunting this year. Like I really got into it. I felt I was learning, I felt like I was learning how to speak the language, different calls, whatever. But as soon as I got back here from New York last week, and we're starting to get pictures of velvet bucks, and Parker's sending us photos from Kansas that are like insane. All these deer, all these bucks already tipping the ears, starting to see points growing, brow tines that are already starting to curl a little bit. I'm like, man, summer just started and I can't fucking wait till it's over, dude. I can't wait. And we're so close. We're
We are.
so close. We are like it is
Oh,
about
it's
to
gonna
be
fly.
June.
It's gonna fly. It
It's
already is
about to be
flying.
June. Yeah, this whole year.
But as
For
soon
5
as
months through the year already. It's insane.
yeah, in June, July, they go by literally. It feels like 2 weeks, and
Once
they're
it's
done.
August,
You're
we're
done.
there,
You're
baby.
there. Yeah,
We're there.
you're getting your shit ready to hunt.
Oh, absolutely. And I
Oh
just
yeah.
like I don't know why over the last couple days it's hit me. I'm like let's get after it, baby. Woo! Shit. It's like you think every year, especially last year, our year, like I don't know, how do you want to say it? Our year didn't suck. It didn't suck. No hunting season sucks. You're hunting. But from a killing standpoint, it wasn't as good as years in the past. And
No.
especially the last handful that we've kind of built up and built a standard for ourselves. So
Well,
you would think after that, you know, you would just be like, we gotta ease into this. We gotta just fucking, eh, I'm not that excited. Last year was okay, whatever. But dude, no, that just propels the anticipation. That propels the freaking eagerness and just the want to just get back after it.
get after it.
Shit.
Well, and like going into last year too, there like I don't
We had a
want
lot of
to.
shit. There was a lot of shit going on.
Well, yeah, and I don't want to say you like paint the picture of the season, but just based off of most of the properties and areas we hunt, there wasn't a ton that me personally like. I was like, hell, like this is what I'm excited for. I like
Yeah.
kind of had in our head that like this is going to be a little bit of a tough year. Like it is. It's just we're kind of at a reset point with deer,
Yeah.
with what we like, at least with what we personally like to pursue.
Yeah, and it was kind of across the board. Like,
Yeah, well, it was kind of like in multiple states. It was like that.
yeah,
So I don't
truth
know
be
if it's going
told,
to be like
different.
crazy on fire this year, but it's definitely going to be better.
Yeah,
I can
I
already,
would.
well, like, yeah, just based off of what was left after the season in multiple states, it's definitely going to be better.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
And we were talking about it the other day. So between the two of us, we've got 7 tags across 5 different states, right? Yeah, we got
buck
2 new.
tags or just tags?
Well, no, oh shit, just buck tags. Tags. We've probably got like 15
Yeah.
plus. So we got New York, 2 buck tags, Ohio, 1, North Dakota, 1, Kansas, both have Kansas, that's 5, and we both have 2 now here in Tennessee. So that's 14 bucks that we could legally tag if we didn't do anything else from right now. What do you think the over under should be
It's so
between the
funny.
two of us?
It's just so funny. We talk. Well, we've never had that many tags, but we always talk about every year. We're like, man, if you and I can both like shoot 3 bucks,
Oh, dude, I want it
we'd be
so
on
bad. The
fire, dude. And then
year,
we never do.
the
So
year, the year. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. The triple buck year. God, I
yeah,
want it so bad. I want it
but
so
a
bad.
double is good. So
Double's great. We've done it. We've done that. We've done that. We've doubled it. I think we've
the
doubled
over the over under has to be 2 because that's just the
2 a piece.
Yeah.
So 4. Like I'm talking 14 tags between the two of us. The
I'm
over-under's
talking.
4.
I'm thinking like Vegas wise, it would be 4,
Yeah, I think
and
that's a good over-under. Wow. Wow. What are you betting
or
on? I
maybe
mean, if you're a
3,
betting man, like,
maybe
well,
3,
maybe we
three and a
should
half.
ask
It's
the.
probably 3.5. It's probably 3.5. That's more of a Vegas number.
Oh, dude, that's so bitch.
Well, that gives you the over under opportunity, 3.5,
Yeah.
because you can't be over under.
Dude, fuck that, man. 3.5. If we don't go over 3.5, I'm gonna be.
I I agree. I agree, but I'm just telling you what
It's
history shows. So
and it's so funny because like this time of year with that anticipation, you're literally seeing bucks everywhere. So you just think, oh,
you're
it's
like, I'm
gonna
gonna
be
tag
like
6 of them.
it's gonna be like doink, doink, doink,
Yeah,
doink, doink. By September 17th, we're gonna
they
have
all
4 tags
disappear.
filled.
Yeah,
That's not how it rolls, man.
never.
That ain't how it rolls.
Everyone all summer has their buck picked out. They're like, yeah,
The
yeah,
trail
I
camera killers.
this is what I'm gonna be after, and then
But
boop,
but
they're gone.
two, the also like the hard part with that is the variables that go into it because what's going to happen is, you know, we're going to have a buck or a couple bucks in this whatever state that we're hunting that you're like that is a freaking hog, you know, got to kill that buck. Want like we got to go after that deer. And then in the process, you're going to pass up a couple bucks that at the end of the season, if you haven't filled your tag, you're going to be like, I kind of wish I would have shot that buck.
Mm-hmm.
And then your tag is not filled and you're like, shit. So that's just one of the variables, but that's where, you know, the trail camera situation like is it good or is it is it good or bad or both? Because it can bite you in the ass. Because the unknown, I mean, well, we'll get to this question maybe in a second. Like, what drives you to what what is the single motivator to go hunt now, right now for you? But we'll answer that in a second. But like from the trail camera perspective, it's like it's such a necessary evil. You know, you want to know what's there, but when you know the more trail cameras you have, the more you know what's there, or you know, should know what's there if you know how to put your trail cameras out. And the more that you know that's there, the less maybe opportunities you're willing to take. I don't like how do you say that? Like just I'm the more you know that's there, like I said, you got a couple upper echelon bucks. And it could be in a different state, like and you're kind of using that to your standard. So you get a good opportunity at a buck that you would be, pretty happy with, but you feel like you're taking yourself out of the game and you're taking yourself away from something because there's that other buck or those other couple bucks that are there. And so you don't take that opportunity. And then
It's
fuck.
gone.
I mean, all of a sudden you're pulling the under on a 3.5, 14 buck tags between you and your bro, and you're pulling the under on a fucking 3.5 Vegas split. Bullshit, man. Bullshit. Don't do it. Don't do it. What do you think about that?
I know what you're saying.
But what do you, I mean the over under, like, dude, if we can't hit 3.5 on that over under, I know, hey,
I agree. I'm just telling you what we normally do.
and based on our last year's uh results, I mean, yeah, Vegas is probably a 3.5 point over under.
That's definitely what it's at.
All right.
And it
Well,
sounds It sounds horrible when you think about it that way. It really does. But like, it's not like we couldn't have shot bucks last year.
Right.
Could have shot a handful of nice bucks. Just
Well, that's what I'm saying.
not the ones you're personally after.
That's, I mean,
They would have
case
been
in point.
great deer, great. I mean, honestly, bucks. I would have been happy with.
They would have
But
tasted phenomenal.
tasted phenomenal.
I'd be eating venison tonight. I'd be throwing a strap on the grill tonight for sure. Ain't no two ways about it.
And you know, a lot of it is too. It's not even like the. It's not even like the. It's got to be this big to go after it. It's like a lot of it is the story and the history. Like, you've been chasing this one deer for like 4 years.
Yeah.
And you're just like, it's always.
You want to close
in life, it's always about the chase. That's the biggest thing for me. It's not even about the kill. Sometimes when you kill them or whatever it is, you're like, fuck, it's over.
It feels weird.
Chases, it's now I gotta go start a new one, and a new one does start. But like,
sure.
the chase is what it's about.
Right.
Like that, or at least that's what it is for me. Like, it's check and trail. It's just, there's a million things. Where is he now? Where is he now? What's he doing?
Yeah, figuring out the game.
Haven't seen him. Where the hell is he? So, yeah, it's not just about, like, it's really not even about filling the tag. It's not.
Which is ultimately the pursuit and why we're out there.
Yeah, I mean, if it was about filling the tag, we would fill tags. If that's what it was really about. Some people, and this is fine. Some people, like, they need to fill their tag. Like, they could get 2 buck tags a year.
And they're going to fill them.
In New York, they could shoot a big buck and tag number 1, and they will shoot a smaller buck on tag number 2 because there's 2 days left in muzzleloader season, and they got to fill that tag.
Yeah,
that's
true.
That's how and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's how some people hunt. I do not hunt that way.
Right.
Like, I just,
the satisfaction,
it's not. I'll still be hunting, but you'll see that other buck that might be nice, but I want to watch him for one more year.
It's almost like a reassuring feeling when you already have that tag filled and you see that buck that was going to test your patience and you're like, sick. He's living today.
Yeah, and I could have tagged him.
I would have. I could have, and I would have. All right, so let's get back to this question. And mind you, anybody listening to this, in the comments, please, over under. Dean and I've got 14 buck tags as of right now. We've got 14 buck tags between what?
Oh, yeah, we do. Sorry.
Between the two of us.
Yeah, okay.
That sounds like a lot. I know. We got 14 buck tags between the two of us. Neither of us have ever pulled off the trifecta, 3 bucks in one season. We've done 2 bucks in one season together. I'm trying to think, maybe once or twice.
Yeah, maybe once.
Maybe once. Was it the Nipsey? Either way, I think once, maybe twice, we've done 2 bucks. So in our lifetime, between the two of us, we've killed 4 bucks in a season. 1, maybe 2 times. So the odds aren't great, but the over and under is 3.5 buck tags filled for your boys between the two of us in 2024 to the 2025 season. And we want to know if you're betting the over or if you're betting the under. That's all we want to know. Let us know, please. Be gentle.
It's on DraftKings.
Be gentle. Yeah, it's on DraftKings if you want to put it in. It's I don't know what the odds are right now, but
it's fluctuating. As trail camera pictures come in throughout the summer, it does fluctuate.
It's fluctuating for sure. And we will keep tabs on this as we get closer and closer to the season. The over and under is 3.5 buck tags filled. out of 14 for
As
your
of right
boys.
now, based off of history, the over has to be like plus a good amount, plus 500, plus
500,
700.
600, 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
So you bet the over and you hit, you bet $1, you're going to win $600-700.
No, $6, 7.
If you bet $1, you're going to win $6. I would put 100 on it. I'd put 100 on the over because I just feel good about this year. I feel good. And I like, I like our chances. That's what I'm doing.
I feel good every year.
Yeah, I know. Case in point.
I
All
feel
right.
good.
So getting back to it, your number one, your sole reason. I was kind of thinking about this yesterday, and I couldn't necessarily answer it for myself. What is the sole reason? Not the only reason, but what leads you? What leads the drive? What leads the passion, the pursuit, the chase? What leads that right now in present time for you?
That's
It's a tough one.
That is a tough question. It's loaded.
I mean, you got to think about a lot of things, Is it the big deer? Is it just the I don't know, self discipline or self motivation? Is it the food? Is it yeah, like what is it?
I mean, I would say like the ultimate reason. Man, that's a good one.
Cuz it is like when you're talking about this and hunting and like bow hunting specifically, I guess it is more of a selfish thing, I feel like. It's
Well, there's selfish aspects of it. I mean, I
right.
think a huge part of it, like if nobody, it's definitely about the close people around you that do it with you. Like
Right.
if you think about this, if you were the only one in your family or friends that hunted, nobody else in your family did it. Like, would you be as into it?
Well, that's a good question too.
Probably. I'm not saying you wouldn't be into it, but like literally, would it be like a lifestyle thing?
Right, yeah. No, it would
If
definitely
you,
be
it,
different.
it would be so. That's probably like just doing it with your crew.
Right.
Not even doing it specifically with them. You could hunt and do it alone, but you're like
But yeah,
you're all doing it like you're all discussing it and
yeah,
talking
you're
about it
all up to
together.
date, you're all discussing
Yeah.
strategies, you're all pursuing it. You're
Yeah.
all getting after it.
So yeah, that's on a certain level that's up there. From like a personal level, I don't want to say it's just like it's about the chase. It's about the chase, but like
I
number
mean,
it is, yeah. The whole like process, the whole chase process is what it's about. Because like we've talked about, to me, it's not the trigger pull is literally the last thing that is like on the like that's what I need, you know.
right.
Um, it's the whole throughout the whole season, spring, summer, fall, figuring things out. I mean, don't get me wrong, that like the buck fever feeling is definitely like what I'm longing for. Like,
Right.
and the greatest thing is that doesn't I don't care what we've laughed about this in the last couple weeks. That it is not a big buck that does that. Sometimes it's sometimes I'm the calmest when it's a big buck.
When he's around, yeah.
I don't know why. It's just like I'm I have like no, in my head, I'm thinking I have no other option. Like I
Right.
can't be going crazy. Otherwise, this is not going to happen.
Well, and part of what drives you crazy is the pursuit of that opportunity, of that
Yeah.
instance. So when you're in it, it's all of a sudden it's kind of like
Yeah.
okay, he's here. I'm in his presence. This is what I've longed for.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, if I'm freaking out, he's going to feel the energy and
That is very true.
something's going to happen. But,
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago, Dad and I were hunting and there hasn't been a lot of longbeards around. And he was talking about, he's like, if I see a Jake, I might shoot one. I'm like, all right, well, shoot a Jake, you know?
Yeah.
And that morning, we saw a lot of game, a lot of deer. We saw like 14 deer, a couple hens, and then bada bing, bada boom at like 8 o'clock. Here comes 5 Jakes, and they're coming into the decoys. They're not fired up, but dude, my heart was pounding, and I wasn't shooting. I was filming.
I think yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like it's the anticipation of like you're gonna maybe shoot something. I mean, Dad and I talk about this too when we're like, if you're hunting a woodchuck, you get that feeling when the
Right.
moment is about to happen.
Right. Oh yeah.
It's a
Like your
friggin'
heart starts
woodchuck.
pounding. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's crazy. It's like
You're
it doesn't matter.
you're just protecting the food plots at that point and you're like
Yeah. So man, there's just so much that gets me going. And then from a on another level, honestly, what motivates me to like get out there is I want to get, this is completely personal, but I just want to get sick footage of whatever I'm hunting. I
yeah.
don't know why that's what I like to do. It's almost like if I got sick footage and I didn't shoot anything, I'm like, I don't care. This is sweet.
Oh no, that was a great hunt.
That
That I completely agree. Like
and
that.
not, like we have like it's part of our passion too is just film making or just using a camera. So like
Telling a story.
yeah, and so we got some DSLRs with some cool lenses on them. So I'm always like, man, I want to capture a moment with this lens and just
Yeah.
make it so that the viewer can just feel like holy shit,
Yeah.
they're in the moment. Like that's probably one of the top things that gets me going out there. Bring a camera, and that's what I want to do. Where can I
And
put myself in this field? Where can I put myself out here to
that I'm
get?
going to see shit and it's going to be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I think and when I was thinking about it yesterday, the idea or the pursuit for me of passing this on, of passing on this tradition, like whether it's to our kids, their kids, whatever. But even before that, like right now, it's to the people that are willing to watch us, you know, and passing that on, like passing on what it's done for us to somebody else in hopes that they could feel like a fraction of it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they could feel a fraction of it. And I think that's why we just keep filming. And that's why we just keep, why we're so obsessed with not only the hunt, but capturing the hunt, like you said, to be able to show people because we grew up, you know, around the round table at hunt camp, wherever, telling stories and those stories were so captivating. And
yeah,
like, you remember like Uncle Jimmy and Uncle Fred and Uncle Ricky, like those guys could tell a story so well that literally you could they would just them telling the story around the table painted
you,
such a picture that you were there,
you were literally
that you
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 have
were
no
there
idea
experiencing it with them.
you have no idea what it looked like, where they were, but you knew
But you
exactly
made
what
it.
it looked like. Yeah,
Exactly. You could make it in your head.
yeah,
And so now we've put ourselves in a position where we film everything and we can literally show you know, what happened and what our emotions were. And that's where, you know, I think us doing things a little bit different and not being afraid to show like all the emotions, the good, the bad, and the ugly that go into some of these hunts, because it's all those emotions, those feelings, they're all part of like the experience. They're all part of the journey. They're all part of that like pursuit to get that, you know, to fill that tag at the end of the day, which isn't like the leader for us in why we're doing it. It's everything that gets to that point.
Right.
And so, yeah, I don't know. When I was thinking about it yesterday, I'm like, that's it. Like, that's that's what I'm so obsessed with, is trying to figure out a way or the ways to pass this on. And for somebody else to be able to experience it, and hopefully it trips their trigger a little bit to want to experience it firsthand for themselves if they don't already. But
Yeah.
being able to do that, like that's it. That's it. And honestly, for like on a personal level, going to experience new places and places that we've kind of idolized and envied based on other outdoor TV shows and stuff like that, and now getting to experience them, you know, firsthand ourselves, like that, out of anything else, like that is probably the second guider for me, is going to get experiences that I never thought were almost real, you know, like I never really thought that some of the TV shows, like it was like the glitz and glam of the hunting industry that like you just never thought you could experience. And now we're getting to experience some of that stuff firsthand. That is pretty badass to me.
Yeah, that is awesome.
So,
It's a
yeah.
good one. It's a good
Well,
one.
shit. Well, shit. I don't know.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
Oh, son of a gun. Well, I think that's a good place to give her a good old Kutsky. All right, we still want to know though. Over and under 3.5 buck tags filled, plus 700 on the north side. I would say, what do you say? Plus 200 on the under.
Yeah.
Or not,
Like
minus 200.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be like 100. Might be like
Plus, yeah, it's not
plus
that
100.
much because that's the most likely thing that's going to happen.
Yep, it is.
But screw all of you who pick the under.
Spikes might be in jeopardy in January.
Yeah, exactly. There's no hey, we didn't put any stipulations on it. We just said buck tags filled. Fill tags, PHIL tags. Fill up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good shit. Well, what are you going to do today?
I gotta go shoot some video.
Yeah, you do.
We gotta shoot some video. And then if I can sneak in some work around the video, I might. There's some clover I gotta spray. Doesn't have to be done today. And then yeah, I gotta put up electric fence. There's some stuff I gotta do.
Food plot crannies.
Food plot crannies never ends.
Food plot crannies. Well, I got to keep looking at the computer all day and get my ass back to editing some shit. We got a bunch of new stuff coming out on our YouTube channel. Would love to have you guys check that out. We also have a live tonight. 7 o'clock Central Time. 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Would love to have you join us for that as well. So, yeah, as always, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And we'll see you right back here next Wednesday.
On Goose Chasing.
On the next episode of Goose Chasing.
On a geese chasing.
We're not chasing geese, though. Bye.
Seize the day, folks.